12 pre-flight airport mistakes you wish someone told you. Sooner airlines and airports profit from the 12 pre-flight mistakes in this video. Travel stress doesn't start at the security line. It begins before you leave home. Those early mistakes lead to surprise fees, frantic sprints to the gate, and missed flights. Here are the biggest pre-flight mistakes in the order you'll face them, from your living room to your boarding pass. This is what frequent flyers and airline staff know, so you can save time, money, and anxiety. The first mistake is arriving with just enough time. The standard advice is 2 hours for domestic flights and 3 for international. Thinking you can cut that down, even if you've checked in online, is a recipe for disaster. You're not accounting for chaos you can't control. Unexpected traffic, sudden bag check lines, or security queues that snake through the terminal. The problem is anchoring your expectations to a best-case scenario. Airports are more congested than ever. During peak travel seasons, security waits can be brutal. You might also find a short security line is closed or that new ID requirements create slowdowns. For instance, since May 7, 2025, real ID requirements have been in full effect, meaning domestic travelers need a compliant license or another acceptable form of ID, like a passport, to fly. The solution is non-negotiable. Treat the 2 or 3 hour rule as your absolute minimum. This extra time is an insurance policy against the unexpected. Before leaving home, check your airline's app or the airport's website for real-time security wait times. Arriving early lets you walk, not run, to your gate. You'll have time for coffee, a restroom break, and to settle in without panic. You get to the airport with time to spare. Your rideshare pulls up and you see a sign for an airline that isn't yours. Mistake number 2 is the wrong terminal drop-off. At massive airports like Dallas, Fort Worth, Denver, or LAX, terminals can be miles apart. This error triggers instant panic, forcing a frantic shuttle ride or a long, sweaty walk with your luggage. The problem is putting blind faith in technology or your driver. You type lax into an app and assume the driver knows which of the 9 terminals your airline uses. Airlines can share terminals, and code share flights often depart from a partner airline's location. This information is your responsibility. The fix is simple and takes 10 seconds. Before getting in the car, open your airline app or confirmation email. The terminal number is listed there. State it clearly to your driver. I'm flying on airline from Terminal 4. This simple verification prevents a massive headache. You're through security and settled in at the gate your airline app suggested. This is mistake number 3, relying solely on the app and ignoring the large departure boards in the terminal. Airline apps are useful, but they are not infallible. They can lag, glitch, or fail to update in real time. The problem is a false sense of security. Your phone says gate B12, so you assume it's final, but gate assignments change constantly. A gate can change 20 minutes before boarding with no push notification, only a muffled PA announcement and the update on the terminal screens. Travelers staring at their phones, oblivious, are at risk of missing their flight. The solution is to trust but verify. Use the app as a guide, but always cross-reference the information with the physical flight displays. Make it a habit to glance at a monitor every time you pass one. When you arrive at your gate, confirm your flight number and destination are on the screen. Our 4th mistake is so common it has a nickname: gate lice. As soon as a gate agent announces boarding will begin in 20 minutes, a crowd swarms the gate, forming a chaotic line long before their group is called. The problem is twofold. First, it's stressful and inefficient, creating a traffic jam that blocks priority boarders and those needing assistance. Second, it's pointless. Standing in line for 30 minutes won't make the plane take off faster. The main reason people crowd the gate is fear of not finding overhead bin space. But this doesn't guarantee a spot. In fact, many gate scanners now alert the agent if you try to board before your group is called specifically to combat this. The solution is to relax. Your seat is assigned and your group is on your ticket. Sit down, charge your phone, and wait for your group to be called. You are about to sit on a plane for hours. Don't rush to stand in a cramped line. Stay seated and make the boarding process orderly for everyone. You connect to a network named free airport Wi-Fi without a second thought. This is mistake number 5, using unsecured public Wi-Fi. Airports are a gold mine for hackers, and these free networks are a major security risk. The problem is that cybercriminals create malicious hotspots, sometimes called evil twin networks. They set up a fake Wi-Fi network with an official-looking name to trick you into connecting. Once you're on their network, they can see everything you do: passwords, credit card details, and personal messages. Even legitimate airport Wi-Fi can be unencrypted, leaving your data exposed. The fix requires digital discipline. Your safest option is your phone's mobile hotspot. If you must use airport Wi-Fi, verify the official network name on signs in the terminal. Before doing anything sensitive, use a virtual private network or VPN. A VPN encrypts your internet traffic, creating a secure tunnel that makes it nearly impossible for anyone to spy on you. Never access your bank account on public Wi-Fi without a VPN. You've cleared security. Head to a shop and grab a bottle of water, only to get sticker shock at the register. Paying $5 or $6 for water is mistake number 6. This is one of the most common and easily avoidable airport traps. The problem is simple. You cannot bring a full water bottle through the TSA checkpoint. Countless bottles are surrendered at security daily, forcing travelers to buy overpriced alternatives. This is a huge waste of money and a major source of plastic waste. The solution is incredibly easy. Bring an empty, reusable water bottle, pack it in your carry-on, and once past security, fill it up for free at one of the many water fountains or bottle filling stations. You'll save money and make a more environmentally friendly choice. The boarding announcement is made, and you decide to hold it until you're in the air. This is mistake number 7, skipping a final bathroom break in the terminal. You think the airplane lavatory is moments away, but you're not factoring in the lavatory dead zone. Here's the problem. After you board, you wait for everyone else. Then you taxi. You must remain seated until the plane reaches cruising altitude. The time from when you step on the plane until the seatbelt sign turns off can easily be 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes longer. As soon as the sign is off, a line for the bathroom usually forms. The solution is a strategic pit stop. About 15-20 minutes before boarding begins, visit a terminal restroom. They're larger, cleaner, and you won't have to perform a balancing act in a tiny, turbulent closet. You're about to board, having not thought about your carry-on since you packed it. Mistake number 8 is skipping a final bag audit. This isn't just about remembering your items. It's about organizing your bag for a smooth process. This problem appears in 2 ways. At security, you're the person frantically digging for your laptop or liquids buried at the bottom of your bag. On the plane, you're the one holding up the line, trying to stuff an overpacked bag into the overhead bin. The solution is a 2-part audit. First, before leaving home, pack with security in mind. Keep liquids and large electronics in an easily accessible outer pocket. The second audit happens at the gate before you line up. Do a quick mental checklist. Where are my boarding pass and ID? Are my headphones and in-flight essentials near the top? This final check prevents you from causing a log jam. You took a screenshot of your boarding pass to be efficient. This is mistake number 9. Depending entirely on that screenshot, this convenient strategy has a catastrophic point of failure. The problem is that technology fails at the worst moments. Your phone battery could die as you walk to the gate. The airline's app might crash. You might not find the screenshot in your photo library. Panicked travelers with dead phones and no backup are a common sight at closing gates. The solution is redundancy. A digital copy is great, but a backup is essential. The most reliable backup is a paper printout. It has no battery to die. Another solid practice is saving your boarding pass to your phone's digital wallet, which is often faster and can be accessed offline. Have both a digital and a paper copy, and you will not have to worry. You enter the security area and join the line that looks shortest. This is mistake number 10, picking a line without strategy. The shortest line is not always the fastest. The problem is a well-studied human tendency. Most people being right-handed gravitate toward options on their right. This often means the security lines on the far left are less crowded. Furthermore, The speed of a line is dictated by the travelers in it. A line of seasoned business travelers will move much faster than one with large families or infrequent flyers. The solution is to scan and strategize. First, look all the way to your left for an overlook line. Second, profile the people in line. A queue of solo travelers with briefcases is usually a better bet than one with multiple strollers. A 10-second observation can save you 15 minutes of waiting. You've settled into your seat, but the flight attendant's card reader is down, or you get cold mid-flight and wish you had socks. Mistake number 11 is boarding without a small amount of cash and key comfort items. The problem is over-reliance on credit cards and assuming the flight will be comfortable. While most airlines are cashless, technology can fail. Having $20 to $40 in cash can be a lifesaver. More importantly, an airplane cabin has dry air and fluctuating temperatures. Your feet can swell, and you might have a dead phone with no way to charge it. The solution is to pack a small in-flight essentials kit in your personal item. This should include cash, warm socks, lip balm, and necessary medications. Remember, TSA allows medically necessary liquids over the 3.4-ounce limit. Crucially, always pack a fully charged portable power bank, which brings us to our final mistake. Your phone's battery is low, so you plug into the built-in USB port at a charging station or in your seat back. This is mistake number 12. Plugging your device directly into a public USB port. This exposes you to a security threat known as juice jacking. The problem is that USB ports can transfer both power and data. The FBI has issued warnings that criminals can modify public ports to install malware on your device the moment you plug in. This malware could steal personal data like passwords and banking info. While security experts note that widespread attacks are rare and modern phones have better protections, the threat is real. The solution is simple. Never plug your devices directly into a public USB port you don't trust. Instead, plug your own AC power adapter, the brick, into a traditional electrical outlet. The absolute best solution is to carry your own portable power bank. This gives you a power source you can trust no matter where you are. Think of it as a critical piece of your travel security toolkit. And that's it. 12 common airport mistakes and how to avoid them so you can travel smoother, cheaper, and with less stress. Quick bonus tip before you go. Use the left pocket rule. Always keep your ID and boarding pass in your left pocket so you never fumble for documents at security. If this helped, hit like and subscribe for more smart travel tips. And let me know in the comments which mistake you made before. Thanks for watching and safe travels.